Not today, Satan. Not today, neck. Not today, ankles. We don't have it.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is your first time here, welcome to my beauty entertainment channel. So that's fantastic. If you would like to follow me on social media, here's my Twitter and my Instagram. Go have fun, enjoy yourselves on there. And while you're here, you can check out some of my recent videos. Before this, I uploaded a video talking about the sex lives of college girls. And then before that, I uploaded a video talking about Blood and Water Season 3. Super fun. But today we're like ending out the year. Today I'm talking about like my favorite movies, music, and television shows of 2022, or that I watched. Yes, the best ones that I've watched in 2022. And then in a different video I'm going to be talking about I'm going to be ranking all the books that I read in 2022 and saying what I thought the best ones were, and then talking about my favorite makeup releases of 2022. So that's soon to come. But first we're going to be doing movies, music, and television shows. So I first want to start off with TV shows. I feel like this was a when I was writing my notes for this video, cause I was like, I don't think this year's TV has been that great except for some gems. Now I will say I have not had like a lot of time to watch TV. I'm trying to change that next year. I have time, I just tend to watch like Modern Family on loop instead of watching a new television show, but I'm gonna get better, I promise. So first two shows I want to talk about, RIP. First one is Fate, the Winx Saga Season 2. I'm really upset. Because I thought it was interesting last season, but I thought it was about to be really interesting for Season 3. The setup this season, I thought we were finally cooking with gas, and finally in a third season we would get to actually make a meal, but I guess I have to get used to disappointment. I guess I have to get used to being let down all the time. But I was having fun. I really enjoyed this season. I liked it. I liked the first season, but I like this season significantly better. I just think with like I never watched the original Fate the Winx Saga. I think with reboots, I think there is I don't know if it's confusion is the word that I'm looking for, but I think people think that a reboot means especially when it's like cartoon to live action, means like the same exact show, the same exact plot lines, just newer, which is, it's like, okay, it's not a remake though, it's a reboot. Now I'm not saying, I don't know literally anything about the original, so I know from looking at the picture it is not the same at all, or maybe even similar, I'm not too sure, but literally just looking at the two shows. But I don't think Fate the Winx Saga as a standalone, which is how I watched it, was a bad show. I don't think it was a bad show. I thought it was interesting. I thought, you know, what was his name? Sebastian? A bit of a loser, a bit of a drama king, but the rest of the season was pretty good, so I enjoyed it, and I'm sad that it's gone. But I don't know which one I'm sadder about. But the next show I want to discuss is The Wilds. I discussed this on my Patreon, so I've gotten my frustrations out about this was self-caused, this was self-imploding, this was stans getting frustrated at something and then destroying the show because they were upset at one thing, which I don't know. Like, sure, I wasn't too excited for Boys either, but it was clear from watching the last season, which we all did, they were a part of the premise of the show from the literal very beginning, and you tricked yourself into thinking that wasn't the case. So now nobody has a show. Now nobody gets to watch anything. And I really liked the second season. The Boys, you know, I already discussed this in a video, but I'm thinking of what could have been in Season 3, getting into the dynamics of them interacting with each other, which would have made me very nervous, but would have been interesting. So I'm kind of upset about that, and I missed the show. But I've already gotten my frustrations out about that show being canceled because you guys are really deeply insidious, and that's what happened. That's a self-destructing, like, parasite. Ugh, that was so frustrating. Anyways, next show that I really liked this year was a show called Inside Job. I watched it last year. right? Last year. It's funny. Is that adult animation? Is that what that genre is called? I really like that genre. I think it's funny. That Inside Job was funny. I think the premise of the show is ridiculous, but not so ridiculous that it's like you just suspend reality. I don't really have to suspend reality to watch the show. I just think it's hilarious. And I was nervous for the second season because I watched the first 3 episodes and I was like, I don't give a shit about Reagan's like romantic plot with old guy with the big dick. I don't know. I don't care. I forget his name actually. So I was like, the first 3 episodes, I could not get into it. Then by the 4th, it was like fine. It was like back to what I remembered it being. I just thought this season was a little bit different, and like for the last season, I didn't need to get into the show. I liked it from the very start, but this season I had to like wait a couple episodes. But it's not that the early episodes were bad. I just was like, I'm bored. And the ending, I won't like spoil it, but I liked that ending because I was like, no way, not the Reagan I know. But I won't spoil it for you guys. I will try not to spoil anything. I hope I haven't already. Anyways, the next show that I really liked this year was Camp Cretaceous. Finished their whole show actually this year. Camp Cretaceous, honestly, okay, so I'm a Jurassic Park nerd. Really like Jurassic Park. Love Jurassic World. Unironically, it's one of my favorite movies ever, Jurassic World. Save it. So I like anything in that sort of universe, so I watched Camp Cretaceous like it was my job. Excellent media. If you haven't seen it, I think you should. If you like also the Jurassic World or Park sort of like universe, I think you'd really enjoy it. It's like a kid's show, but it's a good children's show. I thought this last season was great. It's kind of one of the most dramatic children's shows I've ever seen, even though it's not, because they almost die pretty often, like really way too often for children, but they almost die pretty often. They are in danger 100% of the time. So it has all the high stakes, all the panic of an adult drama. It does because they're in imminent danger 24/7. But I really enjoyed this last season. I know the Bible thumping conservatives have really been upset about what happened in the last season, which had been clear as day to everybody except homophobic people. Clear as day for like 4 seasons, but they're never serious people. They never want to do anything seriously. They never want to take anything seriously. That's why they suspend reality to make up their own conclusions, because anyone could have told you that like 3 years ago, but that's besides the point. I think the last season was a good job. I like the like mini time jump at the end to show like where they go now. So I think it was a really good show. Next show that I really liked this year is Paranormal Park, which I watched. Wait, did the first season of that show come out this year? Sorry, I'm going to look this up because I'm not. Paranormal Park, 2 seasons. Yeah, both seasons came out this year, because I was like, I don't recall watching that last year. Excellent. Excellent. Undeniable, cutest show ever, but so real. I like animation, and I feel like, I don't know why, but in animation, someone who's actually in film could answer this, but in animation, they tend to they can do ridiculous things and still like talk about like serious topics and like real topics, where if it was done that exact same way but in live action, it would not work. It would not work, and I think it's because it is animation. So I think everybody should watch this show. I think it's adorable. I love the like slight paranormal aspect because it's like, it's cute, it's freaky, but it's kind of cute. And I like how like, how do I say this? I like how the show is about like them like fighting like ghosts and shit, but mostly about like the 2 of them. It's Nora and Benny. I think I'm not good with names. You're gonna say this. I like things and I don't remember the main characters' names, but I know them when I see them. It's about like them like coming to terms with who they are and understanding themselves more while fighting ghosts. And it's adorable, and they talk about real shit, and I think it's really good. Now, The next show I want to discuss is The Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, it's not on here because I think it was one of the best seasons of, like, best shows that I watched this year. But it was one of the most frustrating, and I have to give them praise for angering me in ways that I didn't know I could be angered before. Let me, this disclaimer, I have not watched this season since episode 6 or 7 because, and the show has managed to anger me for the past month and a half, and I have not watched the show in a month and a half. So I think it deserves some praise for that. Let's just go through each. Wendy and Candace, queens. They hate bitches they could never be. They hate, everybody else hates women they could never be even on their best day. That's what this whole season has shown me. That's what this whole season has shown me. Wendy thriving. I'm glad that restaurant nonsense with Peter, of all people from another franchise to bring in, Peter. So glad that that crashed and burned. I was praying on its down. I'm sorry, Wendy. I was praying on that downfall from the literal very beginning. Candace eating. Candace the pop star. Candace with something in her own name. Candace with something to do, a job, a hobby, something that would be very, very useful for some of the much older women on this show. Love the two of them. Karen, she's very flip-floppy as she usually, but it's not any different for Karen, so I can't like dislike her for it. But she was very like, she didn't know what side she wanted to choose until she saw public opinions. But at least she never chose quote unquote the wrong side. At least that never happened. Okay, next up is Ashley. Ashley is not as smart as people claim she was. That's what this season showed to me, because I was like, we kind of have no evidence to show that like Ashley's like doing this like using Michael for money or anything. We don't have any evidence of that. But when we learned like last year that they were getting divorced, people were like, oh, maybe she like figured out a way. She got her 2 kids and now she's gonna take half his money. And we all realized that we gave her way too much fucking credit, because watching this, see, I have never like had my soul cry as much as seeing Ashley, what is her name? Ashley Darby speak on television. So we first have her divorcing Michael. Yay, everyone loves that. I love that. Let's keep it going. Her divorcing Michael, them living in the same house. Now, pandemic, so fine. Here's where we get into issues. So they've been living in this condo for the whole show, and I have wondered, because they now have 2 kids, if she's wanted to move into a house and just like that's never happened, or they just didn't want to ever move. I assumed at this point that Ashley also liked condo living. Come to find out, this season, Ashley has wanted to move into a house for a while. So why the man with the cash? What was his excuse and reasoning for not want to take every time we see their house, we see the living room looks rambunctious. The living room is stuffed to the brim. I don't know if they can even walk in there. I don't know if they can walk in the living room. There's too much stuff in there. And I've been confused, so I'm like, y'all definitely have money to buy a house. So what was his excuse? And I hear from the season, Michael just didn't want to live in a house. Okay. So we have that. We have Ashley wanting to divorce Michael, but let me check my notes actually. Using Michael's lawyer, using Michael's real estate agent to find said house. And when anybody, like it was her brother, I think, who like was like, what are you doing? She now yells at him, why are you looking for houses using Michael's real estate agent? And then come to find out, she's going to buy the house in Michael's name. Ashley, where are the praying grandmothers? Where are the elder women to step in and shake you in the name of Jesus? What, like, I'm really, you're divorcing the man, but buying the house in his name. Let me not get really, really cruel, because I could, so I'm gonna say this as nice as I possibly can. Michael Darby went to Las Vegas. The divorce came out. Michael Darby was in Las Vegas and could not be reached by the mother of his 2 young children. He's an unserious individual, has been. But let me say this. When Michael Darby finds another young, probably biracial woman, and he wants to shower her with whatever, he has the power to take everything from you. If you're gonna make everything in his name, he has the power to immediately take it from you like that. And we've seen with Michael Darby's track record of cheating on you. Did he cheat on her while she was pregnant or while she was postpartum? Either way, it's terrible. We see a track record of him making poor decisions that end up hurting you. So what do we think is gonna happen in that situation? Anybody want to take a guess? Do you think he will A, take the house and not care about your kids? Or B, do you think he'll do nothing? Or C, do you think he'll let you keep the house? The answer is A. The answer is A. We've seen Michael Darby for, is it 8 seasons now? We all know what the answer is. So it's really disturbing that she can't and is now upset at anybody else who's like, what? And some of these other women were not approaching it in like actually caring about her kind of way, but they had the right, they weren't coming from the right place, but they had the right idea, because this is not normal. This is not normal. So Ashley is not cunning. Ashley is not like a master of the like manipulative art. Ashley's not, she's none of that, because she was married to him for 8 years, does not have money of her own, terrifying, is now buying a house in his name, and she doesn't have her own attorney. As of where I stopped watching, doesn't have her own attorney to look over anything, is using all of Michael's assets. What happens when you put all your eggs in one basket? The basket breaks. That's what happens. That's what happens. That's what happens. So Ashley, it's been a sad couple of years for you. I'm very happy you're divorcing him. I'm very happy for you for that. But I think Ashley's a really nasty person. But this is ridiculous. Anyways, next is Mia. I have nothing positive to say. I have nothing positive to say about Mia. Now I'm really racking my brain here, trying to think of one, and I don't have it. She's a nasty person. She has issues that I don't feel comfortable discussing, because she should go discuss them with somebody else who's trained in that. I think she's really mean. That's it. I see no positives, so I'm not gonna be cruel. And then we have the green-eyed bandits, the green-eyed bozos, two very that was not the right word, two very women who've lived a long life, who act like middle schoolers. Giselle at least makes me laugh. Giselle, at least, she is ridiculous and she's very mean. Let's discuss the party thrown in her driveway from the last season, but asking is like, why would Wendy invite us here with an ulterior motive? What about the party thrown in your driveway from last season? But she's ridiculous and she's mean, but at least I laugh at some things Giselle says. Not much, but at least she'll say it in a cunning way. There's not too much thought behind it, but at least it'll come out and it'll be funny with the way she says it. It's still a horrible thing, still a pretty bad person. I don't know what her issue is with like this whole Chris and Candace thing. Pretty sure she has never liked Candace, and Candace is, I guess, realizing that now, a little too late. But Giselle will make me laugh. Robin, she's going through stuff, or is about to go through a lot of stuff, so I'll be as kind as possible. You're a loser. You're a loser. I don't know. I know she has a new hair color. I know it's a new wig. I know there's a new makeup artist. I know but none of it is changing your downright nasty personality. None of it is changing that, and I'm so sorry that Juan doesn't like you. I actually feel every time I see them in a scene together, I either lose 10 brain cells or I feel a deep dark cloud of negativity permeating from my screen trying to infiltrate my life, and I can't have that, so I skip through their scenes. I'm sorry Juan doesn't like you. Why is it now everybody else's problem that Juan doesn't like you? I don't understand. I don't understand this man who has a freak out when you bring up the fact that he didn't do jack shit with your 2 children when they were younger. He loses his mind at that, and you want him to sign a prenup with an infidelity clause. If we have to include an infidelity clause in the prenup, what are we really doing here? But cheating is not a deal breaker for everyone, which is fine. People are different. Your issue with Wendy is that she told you about yourself. Was it the nicest thing to do? No. But why is it separated from what Robin and Giselle, how they berated Wendy and called her a loose floozy? That's what they did last season. Why is that removed from Wendy coming for Juan and her relationship? Why is that removed from that? They're not getting married. I would be genuinely shocked if they get married. You know, I'm trying to be a better person, so I wish them all the best. But the likelihood of that happening, the likelihood of me ever liking cheese, minimal to none. Next to nothing. So I just think this season I stopped watching because honestly I have no interest in seeing 2 light-skinned women and 3 with Mia's ass just showing up out of nowhere berate dark-skinned women on TV for like an hour every Sunday, because that's what it was. That's what I watched through the timeline. I saw all these clips. I have no interest in seeing that. I have no interest in seeing Mia throw something at Wendy and have Robin and Giselle dance over to her defense asking her, are you okay? Wendy, you were so aggressive. Robin's ass sitting there recording them like she's not an adult woman with 2 children. Robin and Giselle genuinely thought that this season was going to be like this, because you know there's no storylines there. We have 2 people with stale storyline trying to make up a story to stay on the show. They really thought the season was going to go over like gangbusters. Is that the phrase? I hope I got that right. It didn't. We all think you're losers. So I don't know what's gonna happen next season, or I think they're on like a mid-season break, but I can't watch that. My blood pressure will shoot up. I cannot watch that. But anyways, that's Potomac. Stressed me out too much, but I needed to include it because I had things to get off my chest. Robin's a loser, Giselle's a loser, Mia's a loser. I don't even get Mia's loserdom, because what do Giselle and Robin do for you? They automatically didn't like you when you first came on the show. They were trying to have you say you were a stripper, not to like just hear what you were talking about, but to use that to make fun of you. But now all of a sudden she's on their team. Why? Because she doesn't like Wendy. And why do the 3 of them not like Wendy? What about Wendy's life could make, let's go through it. Robin, Giselle, Mia, I'm not sure, but Mia probably has different issues to be jealous of Wendy. What about Wendy's life could make Robin and Giselle upset? Let's brainstorm. Her job, her family, the way she looks, confidence. Pick your poison. Pick which one you think. I think they're both ridiculous. Next show I watched that I liked, I just finished Reboot. The show, the Hulu show, is a show about like a reboot taking place. I watched it for Leah from The Sex Life of College Girls. But I thought the show was funny. I thought it was good. I thought it was like funky fresh, like definitely an a la like Modern Family type thing, not the exact same. I think it was interesting. I don't know, I thought like I really liked Aaliyah's character. I liked Whitney, and I'm not good with names, the blonde woman. I liked her character. I actually thought she was really funny, and I liked the main guy. I did not like the guy who I just didn't like the way he spoke. The guy from Austin and Ally, Des, was on this show. I thought he was funny. The other guy, the guy who's like the bad guy, I didn't like him that much. It's just the way he spoke, it bothered me. But like, it wasn't bad. I thought the show was funny. I thought it was pretty funny. I was laughing the entire time. So I think you guys should watch it. It was pretty funny. Next show, obviously, that I would like to discuss. This is my top 3 of the shows that I watched this year. In number 3, no, I don't know if it's in an order, but this is top 3. Abbott Elementary. Phenomenal, excellent, amazing, life-changing, like just renewing. Excellent. I hate slow burns, so I'm really suffering here, but I know we're gonna end up at a happy place. That's the only thing getting me through this treacherously slow burn. It's really harming me, but I love the show. Next show is The Sex Lives of College Girls. Already talked about at length. I loved this season. It was all over the place, but I really liked it. Then my favorite show that I watched this year was Blood and Water season 3. If you have not watched Blood and Water, I don't know what you're doing, and you have not seen real drama. You don't know what panic is unless you've watched Blood and Water. You don't understand. You don't understand. You will never understand until you watch it. So I suggest that you do if you haven't already. But that's my favorite TV of 2022. I had a lot of fun, and I watched like a bunch of new stuff, more than I thought I was going to, and that's a lot for me. There was like not that many shows. So to some people it might not seem like a lot, but to me it was a lot. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about movies.
I'm shocked. This is shocking news. Shocking. I'm shocked.
So this is is it in no particular order? Well, it's okay. I think this is actually in order. So the first, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movies that are my favorite movies that I watched this year. First up, we have Do Revenge. Do Revenge is in the favorite. I thought it was a solid movie. I thought that movie came close to the movies it was trying to emulate. It did not. It was missing something. It was missing something in order to be like the 2000s teen movies that it wanted to be, but it's in here because of the looks. They were missing something with the actual movie, but the looks, the way the movie looked, the outfit in the movie had to be in my favorite movie 2022. Phenomenal, excellent, beautiful, gorgeous. The plot I thought was interesting. I thought it was interesting. I think it could have had a little bit more, but I liked the little twist in it. Even though when I remember like when she was describing the story that happened to her, I was like, wouldn't that be something you would do? But turns out, yes, in fact, it was. But the reason the way I don't know if there's a week that goes past where I don't think about the costuming for this show, and the way they made school uniforms look and to reflect like what was going on like in their school. I thought it was beautiful. Where are the black people? You answer that question for me. You answer that question for me. I guess we'll be asking until the day we die. But I thought Camila Mendes did a really good job. I forget Maya something. I'm so not good with names. I think she did a fine job too. But it was fun. It was definitely missing something. It was definitely missing something, but it's in my opinion, it's one of the better attempts I've seen in recent years. I watched Booksmart this year, which I loved. I really loved. Another where the black people, the black woman is the one who sleeps with her student, besides the point. But like, I thought that was like really great. Like that was like really great in terms of like coming, like, and trying to emulate a movie and getting there. Do Revenge is just like missing something. I'm not sure what, but it's in here because of the clothes. And it's a good movie. It's a good movie, but it's missing something. But it's here because of the clothes. Next is Gwendolyn Wild. I had fun watching that. I was not expecting to like it. I haven't watched a lot of stuff in that animation style before, and I don't like scary stuff. I don't watch Halloween movies because I think they're scary. Like, I think they're scary. But this was good. It was good. It was fun. I thought it was like fast. I thought the plot went fast. Like I was like, oh wow, we're already here. But I thought it was fun to watch. I had a good time. It was gorgeous. It was actually very, very like satisfying to watch as well. And I thought it was cute. Netflix did some good things. Actually, Netflix is on here 3 times. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. But my next favorite movie of the year was Wakanda Forever. I love Wakanda Forever. I saw it twice. It was good. It was good. It was undeniably excellent. Loved it. Love Shuri. Love Riri. Love women. Love M'Baku. Love women. It was too good. It was excellent. I'll share 2 opinions. Is it 2? Don't yell at me. No. I thought Namor was dead wrong. I thought he was dead wrong. I don't know why the Wakandans would fight with you. To me, I don't know why the Wakandans wouldn't fight with you. It was very like, fight with us or we'll kill you. Who does that sound like? Give us what we want or we'll kill you. What does that sound like? Doesn't sound like the way they think it sounded. And I thought he was dead wrong. I thought he was dead wrong for flooding their entire main city and killing their queen because he kidnapped their princess, and one of his people died as a casualty because he kidnapped their princess. I thought he was dead wrong. I thought he was dead wrong, and I still think he's dead wrong. But great commentary on POC solidarity. Excellent. He was dead wrong. Now, next for my favorite movies of this year, I just watched it last night, was Glass Onion. I literally just watched this like 10 hours ago. Janelle, you are amazing. Janelle, you are amazing. I really loved the first Nights Out. Yeah. Loved the first Knives Out. Thought it was really good. I really like this one. I'm gonna watch it again because there's stuff that I missed that I'm like, I want to see it again. Watching it now, I loved the little twist. Won't say what it is because again, I'm trying to be better. Good about spoilers. It was really great. But okay, I'll talk about the ending without hopefully without spoiling it. What his name was Miles. The whole thing about him being, okay, now I'm gonna say spoilers because I want to talk about it. Spoilers. Miles is an idiot, and I love how that was like the culminating, because I'm like, these billionaires, they're not smart. Elon Musk is not smart. He's not smart. Look at what he's doing to the app. He's clearly not smart. It's people who have heard that they are so amazing and fantastic their whole life and have gotten to places where the intellect should have gotten them there, but it's not what got them there. He thought he ate so bad. He thought he ate so bad killing somebody and nobody was ever gonna find out. He thought he was so amazing. First of all, the twist that it was, I'm talking about spoilers now, the twist that it was her twin sister gagged me. Because I was sitting there, I was like, is she dead? I'm not, we're only halfway through the movie. Is Janelle not in the second half of the movie? I'm about to get really upset. Twin sister who hired him? That is much more interesting to me. And it got really, really interesting. Miles, first of all, the second we took the boat to that obnoxious deck, is that what it's called? A dock. That let me know what we were about to walk into, because why would you have a dock that has 2 faux ice sculptures? I am over the top and that is too much for me. 2 ice sculptures. 1 would be a lot. 2 is ridiculous. Then you go into his Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated ass house. Who makes a house look that horrid? That was one of the most horrifically decorated houses I've ever seen in my entire life. It was perfect to match him though. It was perfect. It was almost like, it was like chef's kiss, how like that matched him so perfectly. And his whole murder plan being the literal simplest thing ever, and him stealing it from this detective who told him what to do was ridiculous. But it was so great. It was so great. All of those white people are going to hell. All of those people, all of the people who are not Andy, including Leslie Odom Jr., they're all terrible people. And I hope bad things happen to them. Because no way you need a job that bad. Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, especially to Leslie Odom's character. I forget what was his name? Lionel? Lionel. You're a scientist. You really don't think you can work anywhere else? Like, maybe this is like the best paying. I don't think it is, because how do you think you got $1 billion? But you don't think you could work anywhere else? You don't think you'd find anywhere else to work? He wants you to use a dangerous fucking element that you know is going to blow up the world, even though you signed off on it, which is why you're not going to good places. But they're all very, very ridiculous to me. I know at the end they were like, we now have turned against you, but you've turned against him because his world came crashing down. And you are deeply, deeply, deeply insidious people, and you should be charged with, what is it, manslaughter? You should be charged with that as well, because I'm deeply, deeply disturbed. And how he caused the burning of the original copy of the Mona Lisa and thought he was gonna be okay. He really went up to, what was Andy's twin, Helen? Really went up to her and was like, oh, why do you think you won? He's a bozo. You burned in the original of a priceless painting and thought you would come back from that with your gas or substance that blew up essentially your entire house. Also, the fact that like when she was going around destroying things, he didn't take notice of what she was about to do was hilarious to me. Your whole house is made of that stuff. Bozo the clown. But I thought it was really good. I had a lot of fun watching it. I thought it was funny and I thought it was really interesting. Next movie that I loved, Nope. Excellent. Loved it. Hollywood exploitation. I thought it was amazing. Kiki was my favorite in that movie. I saw that movie in theaters. I loved seeing it in theaters. There's some movies where I'm just like, this is meant to be seen in a theater. Like, this is what it's meant. I'm not supposed to be watching it like this. Like, cause at my dorm I don't have a TV. So I watch it on my computer, which is big enough, which is great, but some things just need the theater screen. Nope does. And it was so amazing to me to watch. What was that alien thing called? That scene where they showed those people being eaten, going up, absolutely not. Absolutely not, but very, very, very well done. Next, amazing. We're in cream of the crop. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Never been done before. Spectacular, amazing, life-changing, phenomenal. I have no negative thoughts. My only negative thought is, could you imagine Awkwafina in this? But we don't have to think that because she's not. Thank the Lord. But it was amazing. I don't know why every like immigrant child with mother issues made a movie this year. But keep it going. You guys are doing a great job. You're doing a great, great, great job, and it's phenomenal. The special effects were amazing. The makeup, the looks in this movie, a little too good. A little too good. This is all I ever needed. This makeup in media this year really ate. Makeup, fashion choices for some things really, really made me extra, extra happy and made one of my old special interests very, very happy. Old and kind of current. And then my favorite movie this year, Be Serious. Be Serious. My favorite, sorry. I got a notification. My favorite movie this year was Turning Red. How many times have I seen Turning Red? Over like 6 or 7. Nearly perfect media. Oh my goodness. First of all, It was so good. The music was excellent, but the movie itself was a little too good. A little too good. It made me look at it sideways because there was no reason for this movie to come out the gate swinging like that. I say nearly perfect because I'm going to be annoying as I am. I don't know why there wasn't a black girl in their friend group. There was a black girl in their class who really liked Four Town too. So I'm not sure why that happened. It would have been a quite different movie if Miriam was black and their mom hated Miriam. Be a little different, like be a little different, but I'm still upset about that because that, in my opinion, would have made it a perfect movie. Sue me, but I loved everything else about it. I loved the story, I loved the lesson, and I know people are like, I know with this movie, and I think some people with Everything Everywhere All at Once were like, why didn't the mom, should have like something worse should have happened to her, and same thing with like Encanto, I think, and it's like, yeah, okay, but one thing I liked about this movie is like how it was a little bit more realistic, because not bad people or people who do bad things do not always get punished in this world, and like what's coming does not always come to them immediately. So I like how it showed, like, I loved how Turning Red showed the daughter like saying, fuck this, I'm done, and like losing it and like finally letting all those emotions go, and like showing it with the red panda was fantastic, because if she'd been keeping it all bottled up inside, that was my favorite scene in the whole thing, when they both like just let their emotions go and just start screaming at each other. And when May like bites her mother, that's more real. Like it was like a cathartic thing. That to me is more realistic than like something bad happening to the mom. And like in the scene after, her mom like clearly still like coming to terms with that her child is growing up, but still like letting her go with her friends. I think that was just a little bit more like, I mean, is it realistic? Because they did end up talking about their issues, and that's kind of unrealistic, yes, but I liked how it showed that they have like a future, and like what can come out of like having those like cathartic, like just let it go moments, and like getting to see your child as a whole human being and not an extension of yourself. It's sad that it had to be forced out of her. If that had to be like, they had to push them both into a corner to get that to happen, but it's good that it happened. And I liked the ending of the movie. I thought it made the most sense. I thought now she kept her red panda, breaking generational curses. I thought it was really well done. I love Turning Red, and I'm probably gonna watch it again like tomorrow or something, because now talking about it, I'm like, I want to see it again. And Four Town 8, the music was great. It was Billie Eilish, right? You kind of ate that. Okay. Now we're talking about music. Very, very excited. Okay. My favorite albums of the year is what we're gonna start with, and then I'm gonna do songs in each genre. I have a top 10. I feel like this is pretty predictable, but I'm gonna tell you it anyway. So my 10th favorite album this year was 333 Deluxe. Yes, I'm including deluxes in this because they're great. So 333 was one of my favorite albums of last year, but the Deluxe naturally is one of my favorite Tinashe songs ever, and she put it on the Deluxe. Like that's really crazy. So now my top 3 from 333 is Naturally. I think that's the best song on there. I really like Hit Me Up for a Good Time. I was like into it at first. I really like it, but X from the original is still here and probably will never ever leave my top 3 because that song's just a little bit too good. That's my 10th favorite album. Some of these are not albums, some of them are EPs, but it'll count. Next we have She, Her, Black Bitch by Doechii. It was a really short Doechii. I can't live like this anymore. Please, I would like an album. Please, I'm literally begging you. I'm begging you. So my 2 favorite songs on there, because it was very short, was Bitches B and Swamp Bitches. excellent, excellent, excellent. All the flowers, all her 10s. Amazing. And she had one of my favorite songs ever released this year. Then we have in number 8, I have Traumazine by Megan Thee Stallion. I really enjoy Traumazine. I listen to all of Megan's albums. My favorite album, it might actually be Traumazine, because before I listen to Good News. I listen to Good News often, and I like a lot of songs on Good News. I listen to Fever often, I listen to Tina Snow. I enjoy Megan's albums and I enjoy Megan's music, and I think Traumazine was good. I thought it was a solid album, and to release something that solid despite literal hell on earth being thrown her way is so, like, it should never have happened. It should never have happened, but like, she's an amazing person for that. This should never have happened to her. I don't need to discuss how all of these blogs and whatever and that are not journalists, this is not journalism. I hope they all get sued. I hope they all get sued to literal tomorrow. I hope they all get sued out of everything they have, because you're abhorrent. It's abhorrent to allegedly take payments from a person who shot another person just to help fuel your already misogynistic fan base into harassing the victim of said shooting. It is downright cruel. It is downright cruel to knowingly post misinformation to excite and use and get engagement from your already deeply misogynistic fan base and to incite further harassment of the victim. They are deeply insidious for that, and they know exactly what they're doing. They know their audience. They know who makes up their audience. They know who is tuned in to listening to Say Cheese's take on legal matters. They know exactly what they're doing, and I hope they get sued. I really deeply, deeply hope they get sued. But my top 3 on Traumazine: Ungrateful song of the year. Ungrateful, NDA, and let me to Budget. Lotto, you know what? I respect a good verse. I respect a good verse, and I have to respect Lotto's verse on Budget. I know the whole thing, and I say it with emphasis every single time. I think that song is good. So top 3: Ungrateful, NDA, and Budget. Phenomenal music. My 7th favorite album / EP of 2022 was The Lead by Flo. Flo came in with a bang this year, and have taken advantage of their momentum and have only shown me happiness. I have yet to be disappointed by anything Flo has done. Yet to. I'm loving the live performances. I'm loving the music released now. Okay, so my favorites from The Lead are Immature. It's one of the songs of the year, Summertime, and Feature Me. It's crazy how Cardboard Box started all of this, and it's not even top 3. And it's so good. And Cardboard Box is so good, but they released better music than that. I have yet to be disappointed by Flo, and I don't think I'm going to be. I think they understand what they're doing. They understand their audience. They understand the role that they're serving, and they're good at what they do. It's a good recipe, and I'm excited for what they're going to do in 2023. Very intrigued. Now, my 6th favorite project is the word I'm looking for in 2022, is Motive by Joyce Rice. I really enjoy Joyce Rice's music. I only ever talk about her in my end of year things, so I end up not having time usually to make videos on her like entire album, but I listen to her music often. My top 3, I think everybody should listen to this EP. I think it's really phenomenal, but my top 3: Ice-T, Pace Yourself, Spent. In that order. Ice-T, little too excellent. Pace Yourself, ridiculously excellent. Spent. I don't know like what and I want to listen to it. I can't play it because then copyright's going to get my ass. But I think Joyce Wright, like I love, sometimes I want to dance. R&B, you can make R&B that is danceable. That is all. Like, sometimes the vibes are, that's cute and I like listening to that, but not all the time. Sometimes I want to get up and dance to the music that I'm listening to. And Joyce Rice fills that. And which is why I listen to her music. Like, R&B that I can dance to, exactly, sign me up. So that's number 6. At number 5, we have SOS by SZA. So I have listened to SZA's music before. I listened to Control. There was only like a couple of songs of Control that I would listen to on a regular basis, but I've been listening to SOS since it came out, since the day it came out. It's kind of deeply insidious because I can't stop listening to it. Nothing will let me stop listening to it. And I've tried, and still whenever I try to stop listening, I am forced back in once again. I think SOS is phenomenal. One, to this whole like healed discourse over an album. My only like thought on that is this can't be the same app, in my opinion. This cannot be, no way is Twitter, this cannot be the same group of people talking about I'm too healed to listen to this album. Not with the tweets I see every week. Not with the tweets I see every week. Are you too healed to listen to this album? I'm calling BS. Not with the tweets I see every week. Not with you being super active on Twitter is also a sign that you're not that healed. But I won't come for your life too much, but you can listen to what you want to. And a lot of that I think comes from like a trying to appear above things, and which is like, it's really good that you think so highly of yourself, but if you have to like put others down in order to think more highly of yourself, or like make fun of somebody else's struggles to feel high about yourself, do you feel that great about yourself? I don't think so. And then secondly, I don't know where SZA signed up to be the storyteller of your personal healing journey, but if her albums don't line up with your healing journey, you can listen to something else. Or you can do like me, who can't relate to most music I listen to, and listen to the way it sounds. I like the way it sounds. If you don't like the lyrics, which is fine, you can listen to it for other things. The way it sounds. It is music at the end of the day. Come on. But my top, this is actually very hard. Like, this was very hard because I genuinely enjoy every single song on the album. I don't like Travis Scott's verse. That is the worst part of the album. Is Travis Scott's verse, but I'll ignore that for right now. I think my top 3, number 1 is Gone Girl. I don't know what spirit was in the studio with SZA that day, but it was something really serious. I think it's Gone Girl, Snooze, Notice Me. I think that is my top 3 out of right now, but I hear that and I'm like, where is Seek and Destroy? There's only 3 places. I'm stuck. Where is SOS? I don't know. I'm stuck. Where's Too Late? I don't know. I'm stuck. So take it with a grain of salt, but I think that's my top 3. Now we have my 4th favorite album of the year, which is You Still Here Ho by Flo Milli. Flo Milli always eats, will always eat, is talented, is charismatic, knows how to sell you the song. And my top 3, Bedtime, one of the best rap songs released this year, Bedtime, and then Big Step Up, and then Do It Better. That's my top 3. And then I have a special, like, I really like Payday, so I wanted to talk about it. I really like Payday, so I want to include it because I think that song is really good too. Rico Nasty had features on 2 songs that I really like this year. Swamp Bitches with Doechii and Payday with Flo Milli. I thought her verses were really good. Then my 3rd favorite album, EP, of this year is What I Didn't Tell You, made by Coco Jones. If you have not listened to this EP, let me be the one to tell you, you are genuinely missing out. So we all know Coco Jones can sing. We all know Coco Jones can sing. We've known that for a very long time. But Coco Jones makes good, she can sing and makes good music. You know, we're struggling with that. She can sing and the music is good, the songs are good, and guess what? There is danceable R&B on this EP, and that is exactly why I'm talking about it. Bring back danceable R&B. I love the vibes R&B, but it can't all be vibes R&B. So my top 3 on this project: No Chaser, No Chaser, and No Chaser. That's my top 3. To be serious, it's No Chaser, Double Back, and Headline, but it is No Chaser 3 times. I don't really understand why that song is as good as it does, but I have learned not to question good things. There could be like a siren song in there that I'm just being tricked in. I don't care. I think that's one of the best songs released this year. I think it's one of the best songs released in the past like 5 years. Let me tell it. In R&B, let me tell it. So if you haven't yet to listen to Coco Jones's EP, get on that. Just pause the video and go listen. Then in number 2 spot, we have Hotels Deluxe, obviously by Jasmine Sullivan. My top 3 on now all of Hotels. Well, yeah, actually, these 2 deluxe albums, 333 and Hotels, have the deluxe tracks have just knocked out some of my old favorites. Cause now my top 3 is BPW, which is one of my favorite songs ever, Hurt Me So Good, and Roster. Like Goodbye to Body's intro, like Goodbye to the Other Side, goodbye, because those 3 songs and the rest of the songs on the deluxe, we didn't even know it was waiting for us. We got Hotels and we didn't even know it was waiting for us. I love those 3 songs. And then you already know, the best, my favorite album release that's despite us having nothing to show for it is Renaissance. It's Renaissance. I don't need to explain to you why I think that is the best album released this year. I'm hoping that starting maybe January 1st, the album will be acknowledged as a body of work. But we don't need it. I have the music. And I have my imagination to make visuals in my head. I have been delusional all my life, and I'm gonna use that skill to my advantage to make visuals for Pure Honey. I already have like 7 different ways this could go, and I could make more if this takes longer. So speaking of my top 3, and this is very hard, but I have to be honest and go with my gut. My top 3, Pure Honey, Pure Bliss should be the name of the song. I have never felt happier than when I'm listening to that song. Move is not high enough in some of y'all's lists, and I'm really angry about that, but don't worry, I'm here to fix it. And America Has a Problem. I don't understand how she was able to make this, but I'm really thankful. I am really thankful. Those are my top 3. I'm like, I could change that literally tomorrow, but I have to go with what I have in my heart, and those 3 were the ones that came out first when I was thinking about the album. I love Thick. I like the song, but I only listened to the song to get to that build up, and you know what? That's why Thick was in my like top 5 songs this year, and I was like, why? Because I'm pretty sure Pure Honey is my most listened to song on Renaissance. It is because I'll be on Spotify and I'm like, I just need to feel something, and I'll click on Thick and drag it to that exact part because that's like, I don't know, it's better than caffeine. Like, that is something you need to wake up that. It's spectacular. So now I'm gonna talk about my favorite songs in 3 different genres: rap, R&B, and pop, because you know, that's who I am. So first up, we have R&B. These are my top 5 favorite songs in R&B of this whole year. Number 5, we have Pace Yourself by Joyce Wright. Then number 4, we have Snooze, or Gone Girl, or Notice Me. So I'm just gonna put that whole chunk in number 4, and I will not be deciding. Then in the number 3 spot, we have No Chaser. We have No Chaser like 3 times. like 3 times. Then at number 2, we have Immature by Flo. Immature is their best song. Immature feature time and summertime. Feature means summertime, but Immature, they blacked on Immature. They really decided to walk in the studio and were like, we're gonna make history. We're gonna make British black girl group history, and they did. And then at number 1, my favorite R&B song of this whole year is BPW by Jasmine Sullivan. Takes the cake. Second I heard it, I was like, I already know, and I was right. This whole year has stayed there in the number 1 spot. Jasmine Sullivan, you have a chokehold on me. Don't ever let go. Now we have my top 5 in rap. So at number 5, we have Ungrateful by Megan Thee Stallion and Key Glock. Love, love, love. Then at number 4, we have Bitch I'm Nice by Doechii, tied with Bitches Be, that same EP. Then at number 3, we start getting into ties now. At number 3, we have Don't Play With It, which, ooh, she ate that so. Lola, ooh, my eye is on you. That is tied with Bedtime by Flo Milli, because I'm pretty sure I listened to the 2 the same amount. Bedtime is top 3 Flo Milli songs ever, and I don't think she's 2 and I don't think she's 3. I think 2 is Pussycat Doll, and I'm not sure what 3 is. I would have to think about it for a little bit longer, but had to be top 3. And then number 2, we have Tomorrow 2. The verse, it's a little too excellent. It's a little too excellent, and there is no denying that. There's no debate with that. That's the way it is. And then my favorite rap song of the entire year is Plan B by Megan Thee Stallion. I love Megan Thee Stallion's music. That, when she was rapping on that, I was like, this is like my favorite element of hers. Like, that style is my favorite for her. It's my favorite for her ever. So as many times as she wants to give me rap in that style, I'm gonna take it. Now, lastly, we have pop music. So in number 5, I have from Rina Sawayama's new album, well, not new anymore, but I have tied either Send My Love to John or Hurricanes. I will not be picking between the 2 of those. Send My Love to John breaks me down. You know, this whole album, Hold the Girl, is one of the first albums that I can like genuinely like relate to the material. From the first like 30 seconds of Minor Feelings, Rina Sawayama was like, so you don't need to pay for therapy because I'm going to help you through this album. And she did just that. Album of healing, album of understanding. Minor Feelings is like a song that really sucker punched. If I had to give a award for the song that sucker punched me, I'm gonna give it to Minor Feelings. But my 5th favorite pop song this year, either Send My Love to John or Hurricanes. Then at number 4, we have Naturally by Tinashe. Duh. Please don't play with the song, don't play with her. It's Tinashe's world. Then at number 3, we have America Has a Problem. And at number 2, we have Pure Honey. Yes, I like Pure Honey better than America Has a Problem. Love them both, but I have to be honest. And then my favorite pop song, I'm gonna call it pop, it could be like pop R&B, is Persuasive by Doechii. Doechii's like a talent that I have not seen, but I have been watching for forever, and Persuasive is a song that when did Persuasive come out? Persuasive came out in March. I have yet to wrap my head around how amazing that song is and how amazing it makes me feel and how danceable that song is. And yes, I think it was the best pop song of 2022. I like the remix with SZA, but I prefer the original more, so that is why it is in this number 1 spot. And it's fucking phenomenal. I love Doechii and I love that song. So I have a couple special shout outs for my songs this year. There's probably more, but these are the ones that I'm thinking of right now. Ice Spice. I fuck with Ice Spice. I like the way she raps, like she's just talking and thinking of things as she's, because that's the way, that's, if I were to rap, that's how I would rap. Like I'm just coming up with thoughts and just saying them. I love that. I love that. So I love Bikini Bottom, but my favorite Ice Spice song is No Clarity. Sampling Clarity, you already have me. You already have sold me, but it's good. You've already sold me Sampling Clarity. It's good. So Ice Spice, Celebrity Skin, Doja Cat's version of it, that came out this year, right? I will never listen to the original again. Sorry, white people, I'm sorry, because they were really angry about that. Thick is in here simply because of that section. Cuff It, obviously. Also Virgo's Groove. I like every single song on Renaissance, actually. So just put Renaissance here. Then I have Budget. Budget, I couldn't. My top 5 of rap was pretty solidified. I couldn't budget. That was funny. So it's going here. Excellent verse by Lotto. For the Night, my favorite song from Chloe. I liked Lotto's verse, very short, but I liked it. The FNF remix, really like that remix. I like the original song, but I like the remix more. I think it's just more like, you really need to get in the mood. It's really like a song, get you out of a funk, and the remix does that more. And then I also like Mind Your Business by Lakia. And Lotto's on the song. Lotto was in here a lot, which was a surprise to me. But those are like my special shout outs. I also, if I want to include more songs from SOS, Seek and Destroy, She's Sick, SOS, She's Sick, Low, just put the whole album here. Used. Then what's that song? Sometimes that song that's like Taylor Swift's Whole Wig. Nobody Gets Me. Also, I don't think I'd heard Blind before, and I'd heard like parts of it. I really like that song, and then more so with Shirt. I'd never listened to Shirt the whole song before. I had literally only heard it, so I knew the like melody and stuff, but the song is good. I really enjoyed that song. And then one of my favorite songs is Conceited. I think it's a fun song, but you know, me and fun music, I really like that. But I think those are my like special shout out from this year. Pretty good year for music in my humble opinion. I had fun to what I was listening to, and I think they did a good job. Women have been dominating a little bit, been dominating a little bit, so wondering when the rest are gonna step it up. Not sure if that's gonna ever come, but I'm excited with what we have. So yeah, that's my favorite movies, music, and TV shows of 2022. It's crazy to say, but I hope you guys have a happy new year. I wish you all the best in 2023. And yeah, let me know what your favorite movies, music, and TV shows were, and I'll see you guys in a different video talk about like books and makeup. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye bye.